Ellie and the Clockwork Valley. The sun in Blockridge Village rose behind a haze of mist that morning. Ellie tightened the straps on her satchel, hearing faint ticking on the breeze like 1,000 clocks whispering. Spark cocked his head, ears twitching. Villagers spoke of a valley beyond the iron hills where gears turned under the soil and the sky glowed bronze at dawn. No one had gone there in years. They said the clocks were slowing. Ellie felt the ticking grow louder with every step west. Past the last oak, the ground changed to cobblestone veined with copper. Steam hissed from vents hidden under moss. Spark trotted at her side, tail low, but eyes bright. A stone archway appeared ahead, built of gears, fused into rock. In its center a giant brass key floated, slowly turning. Words engraved above read, "Enter only if you keep time, not take it." Ellie reached out, touching the key. It spun faster, the archway glowing. She and Spark stepped through and felt a rush of warm wind. On the other side lay a valley of towering gear trees, whose leaves were little cogs. Rivers of liquid bronze wound between fields of ticking grass. Every sound was a rhythm, like the heart of a giant clock. "We found it," Ellie whispered. Spark yipped softly. They followed a winding path deeper into the valley. Tiny creatures like living screws with wings gear-sprites popped out from between cogs and watched them with bright gem eyes. One sprite hovered near Ellie, squeaking in tiny metallic tones. "Hello," Ellie said gently. "We're here to help." The sprite spun in a circle, then zipped off toward a great tower in the valley center. Its base was a mass of wheels and pistons, steam venting into the sky. On its face a huge clock showed the time, its hands moving slower and slower. At the tower's gate, an inscription glowed. "The heart of time is clogged. Only clean hands and honest hearts may mend it." Ellie looked at her palms, dirty from the journey. She wiped them on her scarf and stepped forward. Inside, gears as tall as houses turned sluggishly. Springs sagged. Spark sniffed the air, sneezed at the tang of oil. A glowing panel displayed 3 symbols, a wrench, a droplet, and a heart. Beneath it lay a small box of parts. Ellie thought for a moment. "We need to understand before we fix." She watched the sprites. They dipped into the oil stream, carrying drops to rusty joints. Others tightened screws with their tiny hands. "They're showing us," Ellie murmured. She helped lift a loose gear, Spark nudging it into place with his paws. The sprites cheered in metallic trills, guiding her to the next task. Slowly the great gears began to turn more smoothly. At the tower's summit a platform opened under a glass dome. In its center ticked a crystal pendulum, motion slowing, glow fading. Without it the whole valley would stop. A deep voice like a gong rolled through the air. "Why do you mend what others leave broken?" Ellie stood tall. "Because everything deserves care. If time stops here, a story ends. I want it to continue." The pendulum flickered. "Then give a moment from your own heart," the voice said. Ellie knelt, placing a hand over her chest. She closed her eyes and remembered a morning with her grandmother telling stories, the first time she met Spark, the promise shed made to explore kindly. She whispered, "I share this moment so yours may keep moving." Light flowed from her palm into the pendulum. It brightened, swinging strong again. All around, the gears sped up, chiming like bells. The valley's bronze sky cleared to gold. Sprites swirled around Ellie and Spark, leaving tiny cog-shaped sparks in their fur. A small gear sprite placed a miniature brass gear in Ellie's hand. "Keep this," the voice said, "as a link between your time and ours." Ellie smiled. "Thank you." "Well, tell your story." Spark barked happily. As they stepped back through the archway, the ticking faded to a soft heartbeat, like a watch in a pocket. The gear in Ellie's hand hummed warmly. She knew the valley would keep turning and that she and Spark had added their own time to its rhythm. They walked home under a sky tinged with bronze and blue, the promise of another adventure already glinting in Ellie's eyes.